Welcome to the Vita English podcast. You're listening to Language Stories. Language Stories is a series where listeners learn specific English skills through simple personal stories. In each episode, I'll focus on a different part of language as I tell my story. This podcast is for people who have a basic understanding of English but want to improve their fluency. Today, we are going to learn all about how to use simple present tense as I tell you the story of how I became an English language teacher. I'll never forget the moment when I finally knew what I wanted to do with my life. Do you have a moment like that? A moment when you finally knew what your career would be? A moment when after all those years of being asked what you were going to do with your life, you could finally give an answer? I have a moment like that, and I want to share it with you today. It all began during a very cold spring way back in 2010. Let me start off by saying I live in Canada, and as you may know, Canada is in North America, and it's a really cold country. I had just graduated from university that spring, and I wanted to go somewhere warm to celebrate my graduation and also to just get away from the cold. So I decided to go to Greece. I love beaches, I love sunshine, and I love good food. So Greece was the perfect choice. Greece has beautiful beaches, Greece is sunny, and Greek food is amazing. So after I arrived in Greece, I discovered another amazing thing about this country: the coffee. Greek coffee is so good. Anyway, like many of you, I drink coffee every day. And one day, I was at a Greek coffee shop enjoying my daily coffee when I met a young Greek couple. I barely spoke any Greek. I could say hello, yesas, and thank you, efaristo. They spoke a little bit of English, and they were very eager to practice with me. We sat down together and tried to have a conversation in English. I remember sitting with them and using gestures and drawing pictures on napkins as we tried to communicate with each other. They were so interested in learning English, and I had so much fun teaching them that shortly after they left, an idea came to mind. And that was it. That was the moment when I finally knew what I was going to do with my life. That was the moment when I decided I would become an English language teacher. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Speaking of being an English teacher, my next class starts in 5 minutes. So I've got to go. In the story I just told, I used simple present tense many times. Let's look at the 5 different ways I used this verb tense. Number 1, to talk about present truths. For example, I live in Canada. So this is something that is true in the present. So I use simple present tense. Number 2, to talk about facts. Example, Canada is in North America. When I was describing that cold winter in 2010, I mentioned that I live in Canada, and I said Canada is in North America. This is a fact. When we talk about facts, we use simple present tense. Number 3, to give general opinions. Example, Greek food is amazing. When I was giving the reasons for why I wanted to visit Greece, I mentioned that Greek food is amazing. So this is my opinion, Not everyone would agree with this. It's not a fact, but it's how I feel. It's my opinion. And when we're giving general opinions, we use simple present tense. Number 4, to talk about repeated actions and habits. Example, I drink coffee every day. In my story, I shared that I drink coffee every day. This is a repeated action. So it's something I do every day. It's a habit. It happens daily. And when we have something that is a habit in our lives or something that is a repeated action, we use simple present tense. To talk about fixed plans. Example, my class starts in 5 minutes. When I was finishing up my story, I mentioned that I had to go, and I said, my next class starts in 5 minutes. When we have a scheduled event, a fixed plan that is happening in the near future, we use simple present tense. So, for example, if you have a Zoom meeting later on, you could say, my Zoom meeting starts in an hour. It's a fixed plan. You use simple present tense. All right, now it's your turn. I want to give you a chance to practice using simple present tense. Try to answer these 5 questions. Say your answers out loud. Remember to use simple present tense. Question number 1. What do you do? Question number 2. What continent is your country located in? Question number 3. In your opinion, what country has the best food? Question number 4. What beverage do you drink every day? Question number 5. When does your next class or meeting start? Thanks for tuning in to the Vita English podcast. Tune in to the next episode of Language Stories to learn simple past tense.